All right, so you saw part one, which was the unboxing. You saw part two, which was me playing this thing without having any concept of what's going on inside this thing. And I posted earlier some photos of the chassis, the gut shots, and I got to tell you, this is an absolute horror show inside here. Uh, some of the mods, I get what they were trying to do. What they did is they added a separate clean channel, but you have two separate inputs, one for high gain and one for clean. You can't actually switch between them unless you had like an AB box. It could have been what it was used to. That could have been the intention. Um, I haven't actually tried the clean channel because I mean, who fucking cares? But yeah, so it's really wonky. They added a fourth preamp tube, and half of it appears to be used for an additional gain stage, and half of it appears to be being used for the clean channel. But now I'm going to go ahead and take you inside here, and you can see this is just tragic. This work. This is so they added this additional preamp tube, and it was not even drilled kind of like on center, and everything is just all gooped together. They've got I don't know what's happening here. Now they've got actual signal wires going right over the standby and power switch to master volume for the gain channel. They've got two additional filter caps that are actually glued to the chassis with a humongous glop of goop. I don't actually know what purpose they're serving. Just all kinds of really unusual things that were done here. There is this cap here, appears to be completely the wrong value and is also smushed. It's really weird looking, and then they did wacky shit. Like, so I mean, look at that cap right there, and look at the cold clipper resistor. They're done on the top side of the board. They didn't actually change them by lifting the board. We have all this insanely invasive work that was done to this thing, and they didn't actually bother to lift the board for certain component swaps. This thing was changed over to EL34s, but it was done so incorrectly. They didn't actually do all the resistor changes that are required. They just strapped this additional resistor over there. Yeah, just crazy shit. I can't even wrap my head around some of the decision making here. One of the original filter caps was changed, but the other two filter caps are still the original dailies from 1977. It's just absolutely mayhem in here. I was initially thinking, of course, that if the thing sounded awesome, I would just hell, I mean, I might leave it as is. The video I took for part two makes the amp sound better in the video than it actually did in person. Of course, the only real way to tell is to crank it up at a rehearsal outside of using it in the power station to see what this thing's really got on tap. But honestly, once I looked inside here, all that's completely out the window. I really don't even feel safe leaving this maniac's work like this. Whoever did this, if you're watching this video somehow, you really should not be allowed near amplifiers or possibly animals and small children. I don't know. What I am going to probably do most likely is take this circuit back to stock 1977 2204 specs. But since the hole's already drilled for the additional preamp tube, I will most likely do basically a stock 2204, but with an added tube gain stage. That might be really fun because you really can't have enough gain. This whole separate clean channel thing is going to go away. That's just pointless. I'll probably get a replacement restoration front panel so that these extra holes aren't there. And that seems to be my game plan. So that's where we're at. So I hope you enjoyed part 3.